goes, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Emma Bennett and I am the writer of 7 contemporary romance novels and 1 children's picture book. Today I thought that I would do the story idea writing tag. I saw this tag on Black Girl Writing's channel and I will put a link to it down in the description. You really should check it out. She makes really beautiful content full of lots of positivity. She's an absolutely amazing author tuber. So there are 10 questions. I will also put the questions down in the description. If anybody would like to do this tag, please consider yourself all tagged. I'm not going to pick any 1, 2 or 3 people. Just consider yourself tagged if you are watching this video. So the first question is, what is your current story idea that you're working on right now? So my current manuscript, its name is His Girl Friday, and it is about a young woman called Libby. Libby is a little bit lost in life. She doesn't really know what she wants to do with herself. She works a series of uninspiring and boring temp jobs until she gets a new job working for productivity guru Seth. Now the pair immediately clash because Libby is a bit of a free spirit, whereas Seth likes everything done in a very, very definite way, likes everything to be very organised, and sparks fly. But they soon discover that they actually really like each other. But not only are they complete opposites, not only does Libby work for Seth, but Seth also has some secrets from his past which he's not willing to share, not even with Libby. It's been really, really good fun to write it so far. I finished the first draft a little while ago and I'm working my way through the second, and so far it's going really, really well. The second question is, do your ideas begin with characters, plot, world building, or something else entirely? They usually begin with a plot idea, something like, oh, what would happen if someone was in this situation? Sometimes, though, they can start with characters. That was the case of my first book, The Green Hills of Home. The character of Gwen formed itself in my mind, and that's where the rest of the story came from. The third question is, how do you puzzle piece your story elements together? Do you start with the ending and make your way to the beginning, or vice versa? I begin at the beginning, and when I get to the end, I stop. I just work my way through the story until I get to the end. I am a romance writer, and so my endings are always happy endings, so that does help to make sure that the story's going in the right direction. I have also started using the beats from Save the Cat Writes a Novel book, which is unbelievably helpful, so I use that as well as I'm plotting my books. Question number 4 is, keep or toss. How do you know when you want to keep or dump a story idea? If a story idea keeps coming back to me, then I will write it down on a piece of paper and it then goes into my ideas file. If it keeps going around in my brain and it builds itself naturally into something that I would consider could potentially be a novel, then I will work on it further from there. How much of your original idea for your story is actually used once everything is finished? Usually all of it. There are sometimes elements that I need to take out of it. An example of this is in my romance Starstruck. There's a rock star who comes to stay with an old school friend, and in my original story idea I had him help to save a local school, but that part of the storyline just got too complicated and it wasn't necessary for their romance. And I didn't really feel that it brought anything to the book. It just kind of brought in extra characters which took away from their story, so I ended up dropping that aspect of it. Do you share your book ideas with friends or keep them a secret? I'll share them if they're interested. If they're not interested, then I won't. If somebody asks them, I'm always happy to tell them what I'm working on and about my manuscript. I always share my ideas with my husband. He's really good at helping me to untangle my plot problems and coming up with devices to get my characters out of the situations that I managed to get them into. Question number 7. Have any of your book ideas originated with a dream stroke nightmare? Yes, I do often have book ideas when I'm dreaming. They can often come to me if I'm doing a mundane task or if I'm walking the dogs. But yes, they do sometimes come to me in dreams. Never nightmares though, because my stories are always very, very cheerful and lovely. Question 8. Have you ever had an idea for a story but then seen a similar premise in a book, stroke TV show, stroke movie? Well, there is no such thing as an original story, really, is there? I think there will be elements of things that we've seen, that we've heard in any author's stories, but I can't actually think of a particular instance where something has inspired me from a book or a TV show or a movie, but it probably has in some way. Question number 8. Have you ever had an idea for a story but then seen a similar premise in a book, stroke TV show, stroke movie? No, there is no such thing as an original story idea, I guess, but I don't think that I've ever seen anything that I've particularly written that has turned up somewhere else. It would be kind of fun though. Question number 9. Have any of your favourite movie, stroke TV shows sparked ideas for scenes in your book? No, I don't think so, not particularly. I mean, I sometimes reference scenes in books and movies in my books, but I don't think that they've ever really sparked any ideas for anything in my own books. And last question, number 10. What's the oldest stroke first story idea you remember coming up with or writing down? I don't think that I really used to write fiction stories when I was little. I did used to write books, but they were all non-fiction. Things like an encyclopedia of pandas. I also used to make lists of my books and put them in alphabetical order on my shelf so that I could play libraries. I was that child. So probably the first story idea that I had was when my oldest son, who is now 18, was a little tiny baby, and I had some ideas for some picture books for him, which I ended up writing down. So I can't remember anything before that. There probably was something, but I'm old, my memory isn't what it was. Okay, well, thank you all so much for watching this. This has been a really, really fun tag to do, and I do hope that you have enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed already, it would be lovely if you did, and make sure that you like and comment and boot that notification bell so that YouTube lets you know every time I have a new video out, and I will catch you in the next one.